Good morning and welcome everybody to Capital City Unity on the second Sunday of Advent already. It's only December 5th, but it's the second Sunday of Advent because Christmas is on a Saturday this year. I can't remember the last time Christmas was on a Saturday. I'd like to welcome Connie Hardison, who's my platform sidekick today, and we're so grateful to have you with us. And as always, we like to start with song. And what is the song? Well, it's the one that celebrates this day. This is the day that we have. This is the day the Lord has made. So Emin, cue it up for us, please.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to our second day in Advent. So, as you know, that's the theme of the second Sunday in Advent. We're only a few weeks away from Christmas, and the time seems to pass so quickly. I can't believe it. It just seems to fly by, doesn't it? We're so grateful for this time together, whether we're on Zoom, which we are today, or meeting together in our beautiful park that is our place of worship at FEC. We bless and give thanks for you as we come together to worship in spirit. My name is Connie Hardison. I think you all know me, and it is my pleasure to serve on the board at Capital City Unity. If you're new to Capital City Unity, we bless and welcome you. We know you are a child of God here by divine appointment. If you would like to know more about us, please check our website at capitalcityunity.org, where you will find a link to our past meditations and lessons on YouTube. Or you can email us at capitalcityunity.com to be placed on our mailing list. Here is the flow of today's church service. We'll have the reading of the daily word, and then we will have we'll have the reading of the daily word, and then we will bless the names of the people and pets in the prayer box. And please email us if you have someone or something that you would like us to pray for. We'll do our affirmations, and Marty will have some announcements for us. And we'll have our meditation, and then we'll have our meditation song. Oh, we have an Advent reading too, huh, Marty? After your announcements. Yeah, so Marty will do the Advent reading for us. We'll have our meditation song, which today will be, It Came Upon a Midnight Clear, on page 272 of our Wings of Song hymnal. We'll have our meditation, Marty's message, and then he has selected two lovely songs. Well, they're not really, they're songs, but they're from the Messiah. So Emin will play those for us from Marty's selection. And then we'll have our prosperity offering, our closing song, which will be this peace song today, and our prayer for protection, where we unmute and we all speak together. So now I invite all of us to enjoy this beautiful time together. It's a bit foggy out, but as we go within and we come together in prayer today and in spirit, we are all one in spirit on Zoom or in church. We believe and we frequently affirm that wherever two or more are gathered in my name, I am there. We are all one in spirit because there can be no separation. So now I will read today's daily word, and it's perfect. It's on peace. I choose peace. As I continue on the Advent journey, my thoughts turn to peace. I remember what gives me peace: the beauty of a sunset, a comforting hug, a heartfelt prayer. In those moments, peace encompasses all of my thoughts and feelings, transforming any worries or troubles. I wish to carry that feeling with me always. I realize I do not have to wait for specific experiences to feel peaceful. I have the power to claim peace at all times and in all situations. I affirm that divine peace is greater than any worldly condition. I remain centered and calm, and I don't let minor irritations knock me off center or linger in my awareness. God's peace is my peace forever. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. From Philippians chapter 4, verse 7. The peace of God is my one goal. I think that's from Course in Miracles. So as we remain in this consciousness of peace, we bless all the names of the people in the prayer boxes, and those prayer requests that you hold in your hearts, knowing as we speak our affirmations and pray today, that we hold each prayer in that healing, protecting, and magnificent light of peace. We share our love and kindness through our prayers, holding them in our hearts and sending them out like a beacon of light to others. Divine Presence, we thank you. Thank you for every blessing in our lives. We are thankful for every miracle, each moment that gives us the choice to reveal our true nature. We are thankful for each breath that allows us to live fully in divine truth. We center ourselves in the divine presence of God as we reach out with healing love and goodness to anyone who is hurting for whatever reason. We see them in the light of that loving presence, which is the essence of all things. When we cannot physically be with someone, we know the truths of the divine compassion and healing and affirm your living presence in each person on this planet. May every soul in this moment know the peace that passes all understanding, that we are all children of God, and that each of us is loved beyond measure, and that love always prevails. And now to those affirmations that we know at the very core of our being. There is only one presence, one power, and one love active in my life. God the good, omnipotent. Won't you speak that with me, please, now? There is only one presence, one power, and one love active in my life. God the good, omnipotent. There is only one presence, one power, one love active in this ministry. God the good, omnipotent. Together, there is only one presence, one power, and one love active in this ministry. God the good, omnipotent. And there is only one presence, one power, and one love active in the world today. God the good, omnipotent. Together, there is only one presence, one power, and one love active in the world today. God the good, omnipotent. And now I believe Marty has some announcements for us. Marty?
Connie? Oh, announcements. Well, my friends, I have been remiss of the last couple of weeks in not announcing the pajama drive, which is a weird thing we're trying to do this year. Normally, we bring pajamas together at FEC and someone boxes them up and delivers them to the fire department guys and gals. So if you have been paying attention to the e-blast where this has been advertised for the last couple of weeks and you've bought a pair, please hold on to them. We're working on figuring out a way to bring them to our sanctuary as Connie is kindly demonstrating the pajamas of her purchase, and then to deliver them appropriately. So all sizes are gratefully accepted. However, the tweener sizes, 10 to 16, are needed most. And every pair will be tied with a ribbon and a "You Are Loved" tag. So if you'd like to participate, get hold of them and we'll let you know how to deliver them so that we can then bundle them up and deliver them all at once. So, and if you can't get to the store or to Amazon to buy pajamas, you just like to kick in some cash to the drive, we will be happy to deliver cash as well. So thank you for your participation in that. If you have any questions, just direct them to our capitalcityunity@gmail.com email address, and we'll be happy to respond to those. 2 Sundays from now is the last Sunday of Advent, the day we celebrate joy, and that will also be our candle lighting. We hope we could be back in the sanctuary for that, but if not, we found a way to do it on Zoom last year, so keep in touch, stand by, read your e-blasts, as we say, as we go forward. We're continuing to search for people to help us with our sound. Suzanne and I had a meeting yesterday with the young man. I'll talk about that in my talk, actually. And Veldon has stepped to the plate to also volunteer to help us find somebody. So we can continue to use your support to find the right and perfect person. We figured out the equipment with Gordon's help and with the help of a gentleman that came yesterday. And so I think training the new person will be pretty straightforward. And as always, Thursday mornings, our weekly midweek prayer circle. I invite everybody to come and participate. Thursday mornings on the old Uber conference line. You don't even have to get dressed up for this one. You can just use your phone and pray together with us Thursday mornings, 9 o'clock on Uber conference. So thank you very much. Those are the pronouncements for the day, for the week. So let's take a deep breath, and as we move deeper into our time of worship together, I'd like to make a few remarks about this Sunday, that Advent, what represents this Sunday in the Advent season. Now, Advent, of course, is we are preparing metaphysically to celebrate the birth of the Christ, and the Christ is always within us. So Christmas just represents the day, the moment that Christ awakened inside each of us. Or perhaps it represents what I do today to reawaken the Christ within. Perhaps I've fallen asleep to that experience. So this is maybe about our own personal adventure into the Christ consciousness. For some of us, it may be a birth. Some of us, like I said, it could be a rebirth. Advent derives from the Latin word meaning to come. We are preparing spiritually for the coming of Jesus into the world. It's a time of arriving or showing up. It's a time and an opportunity to show up as who we truly are, spiritual beings having a human experience, who know that we are all connected and we are all one. The second week of Advent, as we said, focuses on the spiritual practice of peace. I affirm the peace of God as my welcomed companion. Now, peace has been a prominent topic in all of our lives, as in this year, We have been slowly adapting to the disruptions of the pandemic of the previous year, and we struggle still with fear and bewilderment, with disruption and the attempts for reconnection. And through it all, we pray for peace, the peace that passes understanding. We pray for inner peace as well as world peace. Well, this week is a reminder to do our part in manifesting the world and life we wish to have. We realize that when we're tempted to express anger or to walk away, we have a choice. We can center ourselves and express our feelings calmly and honestly. We can choose peace instead of a fight. We can affirm peace when some external media story or situation is less than positive or harmonious. And though we may not see either inner or world peace consistently, we can always call forth that experience of peace by practicing the golden key, shifting our focus from the conditions back to God alone. When we do this, we make a contribution to inner peace as well as to world peace. So during this week of Advent, we focus on peace and enhance our spiritual practice by relaxing and letting go. We let go and let God. We breathe and choose peace. And so we picture in our mind's eye our Advent wreath, and we light the candle for last week, which was faith and hope. And for this week, we light the second candle for peace. And we use our wisdom like the wise men to bring us closer to expressing peace in our lives. And we meditate on this famous passage from the Gospel of John, chapter 14, verse 27. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives, not as the conditions. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. We'll talk more about that in the talk a little bit later on. So we've chosen as a Christmas tune to begin our meditation process. It came upon a midnight clear, which talks about peace, talks about the peace that descends at this time of Christmas. It's number 272 in our Wings of Song. And while we may all know the first verse by heart, some of us may not know the second and third verses, so we can sing along.
Thank you, Marty and Emin, and also Gordon. Peace, peace on earth. How fortunate we are when we have this, and it reflects back to others from within our hearts. Let me invite you now to place both feet flat on the floor. Allow your palms to lie loosely in your lap. On Zoom, you may even choose to lie down during this meditation. But as Dorothy would say, this is an active meditation, so don't go to sleep. But you are in a safe place, that inner closet where you shut the door on the outer world and go into the silence. So to just now prepare for our meditation, in this quiet place, I invite you to breathe into the count of 4, hold to the count of 4, and exhale completely to the count of 8. I won't count the counts for you. I'll let you do that. So let's just do that. And then let's do it twice more. Breathe into the count of 4. Hold to the count of 4. Breathe out through your mouth to the count of 8. And one last time. Breathe into the count of 4. Hold to the count of 4. Breathe out completely through the mouth to the count of 8. And relax. Relax. Be at peace. In the silence. This time is for you, at the center of your being. Peace, like all the qualities of God, waits for you to recognize and claim it. You claim inner peace when you remember the truth that God's presence is always with you and within you. Peace grows within as we remain centered in God. If you're having any trouble remaining peaceful, drop your awareness into your heart space. Quietly focus on the peacefulness and the lovingness of this heart space. Breathe slowly in and out, in and out. The peace of God is in my mind and heart. Won't you speak that with me now, please? The peace of God is in my mind and heart. The news of the world has no power over you. When you choose peace, peace fills your mind and heart and lights your life. Say to yourself, in the center of my being is peace, deep spiritual peace. I retreat into God and into my inner being and uncover the steady, sure, serene connection to all that is important to me. My hopes and my intentions blossom in peace. In the midst of every question and concern, divine wisdom is my guide. I am never without a sense of direction, for God is wisdom. In the quiet of prayer, I open inner space for all that I need to know. It will be revealed to me. In the quiet of prayer, I open inner space for all that I need to know. The spirit of peace radiates from within me. Turning within, I am centered in peace that covers every circumstance and every concern. Every heartbeat sends a signal to my body and my mind. Peace, peace, peace. I relax into peace. The love of God within me and all around me is my source of harmony and courage. I proceed in peace and in confidence, knowing my rightful powers of divine love and strength. God goes before me and eases my way in peace. Now wrap yourselves in a beautiful white, iridescent white bubble of God's peaceful, protective love. See yourself in that divine protection and peace throughout this day. Thank you, Divine Presence, that this is so for all of us, for every being on this earth. Some excerpts of this little prayer have been taken from affirmative prayer booklet from Silent Unity and also from Daily Word from a couple of months back. So I invite you now in that peace, remaining in that peace, that peaceful presence, to gently move your fingers and toes, move around a little bit, to become fully present to hear Marty's message. Amen.
Amen. And if you don't want to come fully present to hear this message, that's okay too. We're going to continue talking about peace. Peace. It's one of the gifts of Christmas that we celebrate in Advent, as we said a minute ago. Last week, we looked at the relationship of hope and faith. This week, we meditate on peace. Next week, love. And on Candlelighting Sunday, joy. Joy to the world. Now, peace is a significant topic for all of us human beings because we are born in trauma. Birth is a traumatic experience. And then we go on to discover that life is an endless series of problems, conflicts, disruptions, and obstacles. Life is difficult, and there's no getting around that. And the more we study ourselves, our psychology, our history, our evolution, the more we come to appreciate that life's difficulties are built into the system. No one gets a pass from them. Even Jesus and the Buddha had to deal with the problems they encountered daily. And yet, Jesus in particular promised us that peace is ours for the asking. In the passage from the Gospel of John that we read earlier, remember, Jesus says, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. No, and do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid." In this, I believe Jesus shows us the way to experiencing peace in the here and now. Peace is not the absence of conflict or even of pain. It's the absence of fear. Peace is the absence of fear. Now, the Bible is sprinkled with exhortations to let go of fear. The phrase "fear not" or its equivalent appears over 100 times in the Old Testament and over 40 times in the New. Easy to say, of course, don't be afraid. Much more difficult to achieve. Difficult, but not impossible. Because fear is not just a thought, it's a feeling. It's a powerful sensation in the body. The experience of fear can be so overwhelming that it can stifle rational thought, produce panic and anxiety, and lead us to do destructive things. When Jesus or others in the Bible tell us to fear not, they aren't telling us to suppress our natural emotions. They aren't saying, don't feel afraid. This is impossible. As I've said here many times, we cannot not feel. It is in our nature as mammals. Emotions are elementary to our physiology and our neurology. No, we are invited to manifest something else. We are being invited to cultivate peace of mind. We are invited to align our thoughts about fear and conflict with the loving divine mind within. How do we apply this spiritual gift? Well, let's start by listening to the eminent New Thought preacher, Emmett Fox, from his essay, One Thing That Matters. One Thing That Matters. We read this last Thursday in our prayer circle. He says, the most important of all things to possess is peace of mind. There is absolutely nothing else in the world which is equal in value to that. Nothing else that life can offer is so important, and yet it seems to be about the last thing that many people work for. They strive both spiritually and materially for everything else under the sun, whereas if they had everything else and still lacked peace of mind, they would be miserable. If anyone should come to you with $1 billion in one hand and peace of mind in the other, if you took the $1 billion, you would be the most foolish person on the earth. Peace of mind includes all the other good things. If you have this, it doesn't matter where you are or what surrounding conditions may be, all will be well. Even if the outer picture were an unpleasant one in itself, it would cause you no grief if you had peace of mind. And very soon, that picture would inevitably change into something better. Peace of mind is positively the greatest of all God's gifts. Pray for this, and the rest will take care of itself. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give unto you, said Jesus, implying that this was the highest good he had to give us. And truly, peace of mind is the one thing that matters. And in his analysis of the Sermon on the Mount, in referring to the beatitude, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God, Emmett Fox also calls peace of mind serenity of the soul. He writes, serenity you must have before you can make any true spiritual progress. And it is serenity, that fundamental tranquility of soul, that Jesus refers to by the word peace, the peace that passes all human understanding. The peacemakers spoken of in this beatitude are those who make or bring about this true peace or serenity in their own souls. For it is they who surmount limitation and become actually and not merely potentially the children of God. This condition of mind is the objective at which Jesus aims in all the instructions which he gives us in the Sermon on the Mount and elsewhere. Tranquility, serenity, calmness are all qualities of that soul which has truly let God be the master of its life. There's no avoiding the storms and challenges we all must face as we walk the earth, but we can refuse to give them power over us by affirming in the face of pain and adversity the primacy of the indwelling Christ. And so today we meditate on this powerful Christmas gift. And we ask ourselves, how well are we each doing in developing peace of mind in our lives? This gift is not meant to be admired or put up on the shelf, but rather to be integrated into our daily experience. Consider, it is God's desire for us that we experience peace of mind no matter what is going on in and around us. To help us cultivate peace of mind, we have powerful affirmations that we can invoke in our practice. Affirmations such as, I am at peace in the face of this difficulty. I'm at peace in the face of this difficulty. Or, I let go and let God handle this problem. Or, I am safe in the divine flow. In Lessons in Truth, Emily Cady offers this powerful and foundational affirmation. I am spirit, perfect, holy, harmonious. Nothing can hurt me or make me sick or afraid, for spirit is God, and God cannot be sick or hurt or afraid. I manifest my real self through this body now. So just a practical experience about all this. As we've been talking about, we're struggling to find a replacement for our beloved Gordon, who has for the past 3 years faithfully and dependably run our sound system. He's managed Zoom since July when we returned to our physical location, and he's been editing and uploading our meditations and lessons to YouTube. Now he's dealing with a life-threatening illness and must concentrate all his energies on healing and recovering. Now, as we as a church have been facing the situation, we've learned that Gordons just grow on trees to be picked whenever we need one. It's one of those vexing problems of life, my friend, a problem that takes time, effort, and focus to resolve. In the meantime, many of us have felt the disappointment and unhappiness, particularly those of us who like being together on Sunday mornings, and especially now in this festive Christmas season. I personally feel this because I'm one of those that wants to be in church, to be in physical proximity to my brothers and sisters, to celebrate our spiritual practice eyeball to eyeball, as it were. And in the meantime, this unexpected forced return to Zoom has apparently inspired rumors to go around that the church is closing down or that I am leaving at the end of the year and other such made up stuff. While I have no idea how or why such rumors get started, I can understand how fear and uncertainty can give rise to gossip and speculation. And still, when I hear these things, I experience anxiety and anger. And those things, anger and anxiety, for me, arise from fear, from that irrational sense that somehow things must be going wrong if people are spreading rumors like this, and somehow I've done something to promote this. Well, that's not true, of course, but that's the feeling, that's the condition that can happen when we're unhappy and afraid. Yesterday morning, Suzanne and I went to meet a young man who has volunteered to help us deal with our sound and Zoom challenges. We were to meet with him at FEC at 11 o'clock yesterday morning. And Suzanne and I got there around 10:30. And from that moment on, we dealt with endless little problems that had the power to generate anxiety and fear, I'm telling you. First, we couldn't figure out how to connect the iPad sound control system with the house sound system. And we finally realized we didn't press the right switch. Then we couldn't connect the laptop with the Wi-Fi system because we didn't have the latest password. And then we couldn't get the speakers in the room to broadcast the sound through the microphones. And then the young man whom we were meeting was running late, and on and on and on. But through all these irritating little problems and setbacks, while I could feel anxiety and fear starting to bubble up in my guts, they never really took hold. They never really derailed me from focusing on finding solutions. They never really got rid of peace of mind. I think I could say the same for Suzanne. Somehow we knew deep in our being that things would work out, that solutions were available, that nothing was ever really in jeopardy. And we were able to deal with these challenges from a sense of peace of mind. And help showed up as we needed it without our really straining to push the river. I called Gordon several times and he helped me figure out some of the connectivity issues. Several FEC staff members came by to patiently help us find passwords and to get the speakers working. And finally, when Charles showed up, it turned out that this young man not only knew the FEC sound system, he'd actually helped design and install it. And so he knew exactly what we need to configure and manage the whole process. And now he's committed to helping us recruit a professional to come on Sundays and run the sound in the Zoom for us. Now, my experience with this challenge of solving our sound and Zoom problems so that we can get back together, I think illustrates what Emmett Fox tells us in his essay about peace of mind. Remember what he said? He said, peace of mind includes all good things. If you have this, it does not matter where you are or what surrounding conditions may be, all will be well. Even if the outer picture were an unpleasant one in itself, it would cause you no grief if you had peace of mind, and very soon the picture would inevitably change into something better. Well, this is what happened to us yesterday. Having peace of mind allowed us to deal with what he calls the surrounding conditions. In this case, the frustrations and difficulties of amateurs like me and Suzanne trying to get our sound system up and running. And even so, to know that all will be well. When we know that all will be well, we learn to work with challenging conditions without unduly getting upset or acting out. We can bring our inner tranquility to the surface and surround the conditions with it. Even when those conditions are unpleasant, they cause us no grief. Now, in the first part of his famous oratorio, Messiah, George Friedrich Handel sets to music the biblical text narrating the birth of Jesus. And from the passage in Luke, which talks about the shepherds abiding in the fields with their flocks by night, being startled by a sudden bright light, which turns out to be angels announcing the coming birth, he first sets the scene up by composing a lovely instrumental pastoral that musically renders that sense of quiet serenity that is a musical evocation of peace of mind. So I'd like us to listen to this now as we and feel at ease and at rest. Let the music open up that peace of mind that's always within us. And let us remember that we have access to peace whenever we ask for it. Amen. Can you feel that sense of happy calm, loving tranquility? This is the Christmas gift we celebrate today. Peace of mind is a combination of feeling serene in our bodies and knowing in our minds the source of the Christ within. This experience is our birthright as children of God, and we have the tools to apply whenever we find peace of mind disappearing. The truth is that peace of mind is our natural condition. Remember that affirmation that Emily Cady offers us? I am spirit, perfect, holy, harmonious. Nothing can hurt me or make me sick or afraid, for spirit is God, and God cannot be sick or hurt or afraid. I manifest my real self through this body now. This affirmation is a key to peace of mind, but affirmations work only if we speak them. We have been given the power to speak truth, to change our thoughts to thoughts of only truth, only love, to manifest our heart's desires by asking for what we want and then getting out of God's way as God brings forth what we've asked for. Now, in the next movement of Messiah, we hear the biblical version of this process. This is from Luke chapter 2, verses 13-14, which reads, "And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host praising God and saying, 'Glory to God in the highest, and peace on earth, goodwill toward men.'" Now, metaphysically, angels represent the thoughts of our higher consciousness. When we allow our higher consciousness to produce peace of mind, naturally, goodwill and compassion continuously radiate out of our hearts upon ourselves and all those in our world. When we let go and let God, we experience that peace that understanding cannot explain and doesn't even have to. We know by experiencing it simultaneously in our bodies and in our minds. We know we are spirit, perfect, whole, harmonious. So even as a congregation, as we wrestle with our challenges, we know that God's got this. We all cultivate a peace of mind by always calling forth our higher selves, affirming the one presence, the one power, the one love that is our core identity. And we can catch ourselves every time we feel the conditions of life threatening our tranquility. And we can use this catching of ourselves to return our focus to God. And when we turn our focus to God, we experience the glory of our divine identity. So we close this little meditation on peace this morning by listening to Handel's musical proclamation of the beauty and the power of this Christmas gift. This gift that is available to us whenever we return our focus and affirm it.
And suddenly there was with angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, "Glory to God, glory to God in the highest." And peace on earth.
Thank you, Marty. Thank you, Emmon. Thank you for that beautiful message on peace of mind. And thank you for that beautiful music. It just sent me away, even though I wasn't truly away. So now let's come together to bless our offering. And let's just take our offering in our hands. We are so thankful. And we're thankful for you and for your blessing of this wonderful ministry. You truly are the ministry, folks. As Dorothy used to tell us, you are that. So as we lovingly hold our offering in our hands, we say, I give in love because I give to love. I give in love because I love to give. God is the source, and I am the channel. Thank you. Thank you. Amen.
Amen. And in our mind's eye, we see the ushers going up and down the aisles, passing the bags, and we hear Sharon playing some beautiful upbeat music. And instead we write a check and we put it in the mail, or we use PayPal or other electronic means of supporting the ministry. So we thank everybody for going that extra mile to help us keep things going. And now it's our opportunity to bring our time together to a close. And we're going to sing, because it's the theme today is peace. We're going to sing the peace song. As always, you sound beautiful. So now I invite us to unmute the microphones, turn on the cameras, so we can have at least virtual eyeball to eyeball with each other. And let us close with our prayer for protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Wherever we are, there's peace of mind. God bless us all.
Peace, my friends.
Thank you, Marty.
Thanks, everybody. Love ya.
Thank you, Marty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Suzanne and Marty and Gordon and everybody. Claudia, Connie, thank you all.